Hey guys, STTM here. Welcome to another video. And today we got the Final Bracketology. Let's go. Anyways, first, like, subscribe, put on notifications, and comment on this video. Helps me get more recommended on the platform. And well, yeah, you're just supporting STTM here. So, sorry, I almost knocked over the mic. Also, do you guys like my new cut? Let me know in the comments if y'all like the new cut I got, y'all. Let me know in the comments if y'all like it. But yeah, let me stop with his Japanese and get straight into the video. Bow! Also, on a side note, sorry, I sadly can't do the part 2 because I was trying to record the gameplay, but a lot happened. So I'll at least explain what happened in the Utah Jazz rebuild. I probably won't do a 2K rebuild again because I'm not really good at getting all the gameplay up. So I won the finals in the 2030s. So that series you guys probably would have gotten bored at anyways. But Ace Bailey, the prospect out of Rutgers, actually led me to the finals, and I got a win. So yeah, that's what happened in that. But anyways, now let me stop with this Japanese and get straight into the video. Goodbye. All right, so this is from Joe Lenardi, but I also did make some changes. So I got Purdue winning my final for this first match here. I don't know who's going to win. Do I like Omar Stanley and Tyson Dagenhart better, or do I like Tolu Smith and Mississippi State better? Tolu Smith has Mississippi State on his back, though. So there is that, but I think I'm going to go with the Boise State Broncos. I don't know why. Dagenhart and Omar Stanley just makes such a good duo for me. I got San Diego State. I think they'll win Mountain West Finals today over Donovan Dent and Jamal Mashburn in New Mexico. Ooh, I want to go Kentucky, which I had them getting upset by Princeton, but Vermont is just that good of a team this season. They could smoke UMass Lowell if they wanted to. So I think I'm going to go Vermont. Now we got Washington State. I had taken out Oklahoma or Pittsburgh. Now, this was originally Virginia, but I will say they were both in the semis and lost. But out of the teams, I'd say Pitt's win versus Wake Forest to get into the semis was a bit more impressive compared to Virginia's win over Boston College to get into the semis, or the conference Final Four, rather, to get in. Pitt's version of that was a bit more impressive. So, yeah, but speaking of then, I have Pittsburgh. Let me just abbreviate that to Pittsburgh. I don't know why it does that, but I got Pittsburgh, the Pittsburgh Panthers, winning over Washington State. And then I got Morehead State. I did not like the way Creighton played versus Providence, so I will pick Morehead State instead. Just Devin Carter was taking too much advantage against them in certain plays. I just did not like the way Creighton was dealing with them, which eventually led to the upset loss. Utah State. Now, it's a little controversial to have Seton Hall right here, but to be fair, they actually were the 5 seed, even though they didn't even make it past one game in the Big East. But they're probably they're one of those Big East teams for me. So yeah, but I still have Utah State beating them, and then I actually got Iowa State. Actually, I guess I'll do Iowa State. They don't have much experience though, being a 2 seed though. Wait, hold on. Let me show you. Let me scroll down a little bit so you all can see that. They don't have much experience being a 2 seed, so I'm actually gonna go change that answer. Now, that's a pick I would definitely get wrong. I feel like whoever runs into them as the 15 seed could break a bracket or two, considering they don't have much experience as a 1 seed or a 2 seed. So there is that. Now, next up, we're gonna do Purdue versus Boise State. Ooh, what do I do here? Nah, just kidding. I know what I'm doing. I'm doing Purdue, but Boise honestly could upset. I mean, I'm not that into Purdue's stock. They're likely going to be the top overall 1 seed, but it's just the thing last year how they lost to Fairleigh Dickinson. We saw the next season after Virginia lost to UMBC, they won the title, but I might actually have to go Boise. Boise can shock you, by the way, too. And then I got San Diego State. So Mountain West is honestly just that good of a conference this year. Pitt will beat Morehead State. And then I actually got Utah State with this one. So it's like 3 Mountain West teams in the Sweet 16. Now that's crazy, y'all. The possibilities of that are actually really big. So there is that as well. So that's pretty crazy. Then I would have like Utah State. I think they would end that Pitt run, and then like a Boise. No, San Diego. San Diego's been better than Boise the whole year, so I put San Diego State back in the Final Four. Oh my God, what? That's just crazy. That's a crazy bracket in general. Like you got Purdue as your top overall 1 seed, and since they had like the whole thing where they lost to Fairleigh Dickinson as the 1 seed in the first round, like a 16 seed just got that win like that. So yeah, I'm not buying into it. I got Houston, and then I got I'll go Florida Atlantic. Then I got South Florida. Then I got do I do Auburn or do I do VCU? Like VCU's actually been pretty good. A very like a low key quiet team, but I think I'm actually gonna go with VCU here. One of the better mid majors all time wise. Florida, I think, will get upset possibly versus Rick Pitino. Rick Pitino has a lot of experience in the world of upsets, especially with the Iona Gales when he was over there. So there is that factor. But for this final bracketology, next up, our match is Illinois and Akron. I got Illinois for sure. Like Coleman Hawkins can improve his draft stock with this March Madness. Like you can consider him as actually a second round kind of guy if he does good in March. So I'm actually liking Coleman Hawkins. Now Gonzaga, TCU, this can go either way. It can either be Ryan Nemhard and Nolan Hickman and their crew, or it could be Emmanuel Miller and TCU. Like I don't know who to side with. So like Gonzaga, put him like right there, and then Tennessee TCU's right here. But Gonzaga does have a lot more experience inside of March compared to TCU, so I will put them here. And then Marquette will beat Western Kentucky for me. That's not really a shocker. Houston over Florida Atlantic, South Florida over VCU. St. John's will lose to Illinois. I think Coleman Hawkins will prove himself here in March. All right. Coleman Hawkins is proving himself for sure. Gonzaga Marquette. Ooh, okay. Now this is actually going to be pretty tricky because I could easily see like guys like Oso Ighodaro and Cam Jones and Tyler Kolek running them, but just how underrated Ryan Nemhard actually is just crazy. So I will plan Marquette though. I don't think Ryan Nemhard will get the job done, but I still think Ryan Nemhard would have a very good game if that match was actually in our bracket. So next up though, I got UConn beating Stetson. I got Dayton over Indiana, South Carolina over Princeton, Kansas over Charleston, James Madison over Texas Tech. Actually, not Princeton. Never mind. I'm changing that. And also Charleston. I'm not really buying in the stock of Kansas anymore. I'm just not buying it for some reason. Like usually they're so like up there. They're like a 1 seed or like a 2 seed. And like the Big 12 tournament, they only managed to get 6th in there, which is not really Kansas Jayhawk standard. But I still think Bill Self will be there for a while. Though. Next year they'll get it back. And then Colorado and Tennessee. Ooh, the Asian guy on Nebraska is actually very good, so I'm going to change that right there. And then I got UConn, Princeton, Duke, and then Tennessee. Actually, Nebraska. Now, this is crazy. You're probably clowning me for a pick that bad, but the thing, right? Tennessee has lost to those kinds of teams. Like the Mississippi State loss was very embarrassing. It was actually very embarrassing. So I'm not really sure if Tennessee is just gonna get that done though, because Nebraska and Mississippi State are actually somewhat similar of teams. So there is that. Now we got UConn and then Duke, and then I got UConn here. Hold on, let me do my other region. My bad, guys. Houston, then Illinois, and then I got Houston versus UConn. North Carolina will definitely beat Howard. I was gonna say like who that team be, which honestly you don't really predict that in a bracket, but I'd say that would definitely be Howard. The shock of Merrimack losing to Wagner was crazy. Northwestern beat Texas. I think Grand Canyon, but I honestly could see this as a UT Arlington. I could see UT Arlington instead of Grand Canyon still though, because they played very well in that WAC game versus Tarleton. St. Mary's over Drake, Baylor over Oakland. Actually, nah, I'm gonna keep Alabama. I'm gonna keep Nevada. And I got Longwood actually. Now that is like a very crazy, like a beyond crazy kind of pick. Which let me see. Let me show you. Let me show you. Scroll down a bit more. You could possibly see it a bit more. Yeah, like Arizona Longwood right there. That's a crazy pick. But the thing about it though is that Arizona just got upset like from Oregon like that, but just kidding, just kidding. I'm only trolling y'all. I was gonna say like I'm gonna get so I was like thinking like I'm gonna get so much hate if I actually picked Longwood over Arizona. It's like this guy's a clown. I'm never seeing you again. Like that. Nah, Arizona, my bad. I don't think Arizona will do much though outside of this Baylor. Actually, yeah, I think that's Baylor and then North Carolina. So I think Baylor could actually beat UNC in this right here. Baylor, they're not the best team. And then I think my finals will be UConn and Baylor. And then I got UConn winning my final bracketology. It was one for Houston, which actually STTM Easter egg right here. See right here, Houston. I had them winning my first bracketology. My final bracketology was my UConn, and they just played each other in the final four. So that is pretty sick. But anyways, I think UConn is going to repeat. But well, yeah. STTM is out. See y'all next time. Road to 50 subs.